Welcome back in time, 1979, BassMaster magazine. This is going to be the March-April issue, and see what happens here. Oh yeah, this issue was pretty well devoted to bed fishing, the pros and cons, and where this was again, much like what's going on with the electronics stuff right now. This was huge controversy when bed fishing started happening and people started finding out about it. And it's like I said, should fishing spawning beds be condemned? Should it be condoned? You know, with $1,000 price tag, so I have no deal what that means. But it's basically, literally, we were split probably 70 to 30%, 70 against bed fishing, and I'm talking about other anglers, local fishermen, conservation agencies, biologists. That's why I've been through a lot of these things, and I think it takes time before you come up with the right answers on should it or should it not be, and most of the times, you know, like this, of course, the obvious opinion was that, well, you take the bad fish away off the lake, we're going to eventually have no fish. If you can catch the big fish, then we're not going to have any more big fish. And so one argument after another. And it even goes into, in the article, about how I've even stated before, how Lake George in Florida, they made off a big area of it where they knew the fish bedded. They made off limits to us in tournaments. And it was only after 5 years of having it off limits that they opened it up to us. And like I stated before, we killed them. I mean, we just slaughtered them. And then the locals just went haywire. Oh, now it's going to be run forever. Okay, and then we came back the next year, even a bigger catch out of that same area. And then everybody started, well, how come they're doing better now than they did even the year before when we thought it was going to kill it? The next year they let us in, we did even better. More fish were being caught. And that's where this one study came out, and it was so important, but it never has got much attention. Well, why is that? Why is it they're taking all these fish out of this bedding area and it's still getting better? And all the studies about what happened to bass when they bedded, you know, they were attacked by brim, they were attacked by carp, eating eggs or tearing up the nest, and you know, but what it finally came out to was it was their own bass that was the worst enemy on bedding bass. Bass did not like to bed close to each other. And actually there's something like, which you've seen in National Geographic magazines, where male bears try to kill young bears if it's not their genetics.
Lions.
And lions try to do the same. They're trying to kill their genetics. So when you have that many bass in the area, the other male bass became the worst enemy. They tried to kill the ones around them. And so much of this was, you know, and so I just finally, through my own observation, you establish your own opinion. And my opinion was, yes, if you go to a small pond and you catch the bedfish out of there every year and you take them out of there, you can hurt it. If it's a huge body of water and the habitat is good, that's the key word. It's the habitat is good. Because now that bedding area in Georgia is no good anymore. It has nothing to do with anglers. It had to do with the eelgrass, a hurricane whacking out the eelgrass and destroying the habitat. So if big lakes and stuff and have good habitat, and now we do a lot of catch and release anyway, you're not going to hurt the fish in bed fishing. Here's again kind of an example of we're still fishing short-handled rods. These guys are fishing dang sharks. This is a Shimano adage, mostly about the reel. But my point here, look at this guy. I mean, you're holding the rod with two hands because you can't hold that little pistol grip with one and control it. And eventually that's going to damage your wrist, your elbows, and casting it. It's like a pitcher throwing a baseball. So I'm kind of pointing this out because I'm waiting to see the first BassMaster magazine that you start seeing long-handled rods. Now this guy is basically, you see this little deal, he guarantees you a 10-pounder or you don't pay.
People do that now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Josh
That's why I
Jones.
brought it up, because there's anglers now that are guaranteed a 10-pounder and don't pay. But the difference kind of with this guy was, and it's a totally different technique today.
I mean, but look,
Yeah.
Josh is only charging $2,000.
Yeah, Josh is starting too, but this is 1979.
Yeah.
He's charging 1,000.
He should charge more.
Yeah, and you know, but they were using live shiners and another type of live bait to do this, and that's how he was guaranteeing it. He wasn't guaranteeing it throwing a lure like Josh is. I think Josh is just throwing lures, but
He is.
yeah.
I'm going to take a picture of that and send it to him.
So there's a lot of things we think are brand new, and we're finding out that they came around for a while. They didn't maybe stick for some reason. Now they've come back due to times have changed. Oh, here they are. I was looking for them earlier. There's Virgil, Bill, and Gregory. They were a neat family. And of course, Virgil never fished tournaments. He was one of the very, very first fishing shows, and that lasted a long, long time.
Is that another picture?
And this is Gregory here at a BASS tournament, made the classic. It's really, but I guess I just kind of miss them. They were really very positive influence in fishing and very good anglers. And I guess that was the first Bassin clan that I can remember. What I mean by that was eventually Denny's son started fishing with him. Of course, Guido probably was the one after this with his son and then his grandsons, Guido Hibden, that really the family members followed them down their crazy world of fishing. That's March, April 1979.